Hi and welcome. This will be a two-part series. This video will show how to create a helmet where the piercing of your choosing will show up with no mesh import. This helmet is gonna be further spoken about in part 2. This will be part 1. But in part 2, I will speak about how to get that helmet to show up inside your lighthouse or everywhere else for that matter, without using anything but the save editor. This one is specifically for mod creators and piercing mod creators that wants to know how to make this helmet without mesh import, so that it can be like used as a dummy file. I don't know how to explain it like correctly, so I think like reading through the mod page will help more to understand what it is. But this is just how to create the helmet. Part 2 will show how to use that helmet as a way to like show the piercings inside the lighthouse. Okay, so first off, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna find the helmet that you want to replace. Make sure that it is a helmet that has both an appearance and is an actual item in the game. So a helmet such as N7 helmet will not work because that is not an actual helmet in game. It is only an appearance item. It will show up in the wardrobe, sure, as a helmet, but that's it. It won't be lootable, it won't be picked up. This is because otherwise, when you go to part 2, it won't work correctly. However, if you're just using this not for part 2, then you can do that, sure. But this is specifically also for piercings for Rook. You can modify what I do to work with other creators' piercings, and this is just the method on how to do that. But the example here will be piercings for Rook, which will make sure that it also shows up for Kunari as well. Okay. So first thing you want to do is that you want to open your description file because we are going to plot in 2 bundles in there. I will come back in the end to explain what order and how to do it and how to find the correct bundles. But yeah, just do that first. So we're gonna go under here and find the correct file. Here we go. Okay, and then just leave it alone for now. The other thing we need to do is find the correct helmet that we want to use. In this case, I'm gonna use the stillness helmet because it has both an appearance, but it also is an item in game. So I know it's called Gendam right here. If you're unsure about what your like helmet is called inside Frosty Editor, I highly recommend using the texture matrix because it will show up this and you can quickly find what it's called in game, but also what it's called inside Frosty Editor. And here we go. And what we need to find in the beginning is the BV helmet item. And that will be under factions, and you can see this pumps up. It will probably more look like this for you, and then you go under here and click here, and then you want to choose the one that's called the helm. So there we go. You want this item over here. And double click for opening it up, or you can right click and press open. Doesn't matter. Okay, so the other thing we need to do is that we need to clear up this file so we can like plot in some things later. What we need to clear first is these items down here: the half head sock, the full head sock, the base hair slot, and the base beard slot. The base head slot, leave that as it is, don't touch it. So just the other ones we need to clear up. So you just go over here, press on this one with the 3 dots, and just press clear assigned. And you do that for all of them other than the last one, which is the AGM slot head. Don't touch that. Now the second thing we need to do is that we need to take off some things. We need to take hide ears off and is full helm off. And then we need to click this one on that says keep hair on. This is to make sure that when this is attached to your rook, the piercings will show up and your rook is not gonna be bald. Now we have done that. You want to double check what mesh the piercings you want is using. I know for Alfreda's piercings for rook mod uses the strawman skirt, so I will need to find stuff related to that mesh. I'm not gonna replace the mesh, I'm not gonna touch the mesh at all. I just need the symbol appearance, the cloth RG set for it, because otherwise it won't show up correctly. I also need the shader parameter variation of it. Oh my god, I can't English, I'm so sorry for that. Shader parameters variations for it. There we go. And you just go up here. I've already set Gendam in my search bar, and will also be on the Gen 1. It will be under the one that's called body. Go on the models, and it should be right here. The first thing we are going to do is that we are going to replace the blueprint right here. And as you can see, it's ending in RG set. So we need one that's also ending in that. And this is right here. And make sure that is the correct one. The one that is called, let's see, extended here, cloth object blueprint. As you can see, there's also one that's called cloth assets, which also has this RG set, but you want the one called cloth RG set. And then you just plot it in up here, and you can just use this highlight down here and use this arrow to plot it in where it should be. Next is that we're gonna do the shader parameter version or variation. I'm so sorry, I cannot for the love of God say that word apparently. Anyways, it will be down here, and it will be the one that's called appearance item object variation, and you can also see the name here. Again, make sure it's related to the correct mesh, so that is called skirt item, or whatever the mesh that is replaced is called that. And you go up here where it says variation and plot it in. And that is it for this file. We're done with this file. Now we need the part blueprint for the same helmet as you just edited it. So that will be on the gameplay and equipment, and it will be on the helms, and it will be under here. You can extend this, but don't do that. It's just inside this folder right here. It's called part blueprint, and it's here, right here. Now we need to go down to object. There will be two objects. Just choose the one that's bold and doesn't have the S at the end and can be extended. Now we go down. We go down to part behavior data, extend that. As you can see, there will be an appearance item data and an alt feminine appearance item data. You want to expand the one called appearance item data, and here there is not a slot, so we're gonna create one for the feminine one here, and you just go over here and just press the plus button. If you want to delete one, you can also do that. Just have it press this one here. Oh, click it twice. Only need it once. And oh, there we go. And it should look like this. Don't worry if it says null, we are gonna change that in a moment. Now we want the symbol appearance for the mesh that is replaced by the main mod. So we go up to the body gen. She replaced the skirt mesh, so I need the symbol appearance item for the skirt. And we find it here, and it will be called symbol appearance. And remember, skirt item, and plot it in both. It is super important that you do it for both, because if you don't do it for both, you can experience that it just won't show up at all and it will just be invincible. So that is not good. Now, coming back to the bundles, we need two bundles. We need a bundle for the simple appearance, and we need a bundle for the part blueprint or the BB helm item. The part blueprint and the BB helm item will both have the same one. If they have more than like one, just choose one of them. Doesn't matter. If they have more like than 2 or 3 or 4, just choose the ones they have in common, like just the one they have in common. But they should only have like around 1 or 2, and they should all be the same. If they aren't the same at all, then you have not the correct file, and you need to find the ones that are corresponding to the correct like item. Like for example, if you found the BB helm item, you will need the one that's corresponding with the BB helm item, like the part blueprint. I hope that makes sense. If not, just comment on the mod page and I will try to explain it as best as I can. I do have a written guide that explains this as well. But yeah, back to the bundles. So you highlight this one, you click over here to bundles, and it should come right up. It might be like blank here at the start, then you just click around and then you just click down here. So just choose one of them and copy it. And then you go under to bundles. You don't need to do super bundles. Remember, this is outdated information. I do have a bundle master guide if you need to know how all this works, but this is just a short mod, so yeah. And then you go on the bundles, and then you just click plus 2 times, and it will create 2 new slots. You will need to slot this into the 4, the one that is coming from the simple appearance item. This is because this is related to the mesh. This is the item that you want to see in game. So that needs to be up top. Next, we are gonna go under to the BB helm item. You can quickly just check if it's the same like bundles here, and you can go down here and check. Okay, it's the same. So we just choose one. It doesn't matter which one you choose, it should be this. And that's it. Now you export to mod, and you will need to have the piercing mod active as well. Otherwise you will just see the skirt for the straw man. And that you might want that, but I don't want that in my game. So you need the main mod active. The load order doesn't matter, but I'm gonna talk more about this in part 2.